Hi, Tiffany.
I was still making that face.
It's a little Easter egg for our YouTube watchers. How are you?
I'm good. I did just come off, I feel like a whirlwind of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Charlie, I now understand the new, or the school, like start of the school year
Yes.
stress.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was like, oh, you have to buy some supplies. What's the big deal? Nope.
No.
They turn into little balls of hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fury. Just absolute rage. Siri's talking to me. I'm not talking to you, Siri.
The AI is like, what do you want to do to your toddler right now? It's
Gross.
recording you. Yeah. She's not technically a toddler anymore, is she? Oh my God.
I don't know when that stops. She's 4.5, so some people would call that a toddler still,
guess.
but I don't know. She's a kid
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
And she rained fury on our household for the last 2 weeks. So I was like curled up in a corner. And it's like she's finally started and it feels like the dust is settled, but my house is absolute
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
yeah.
Well,
How are you?
I'm fine. You could probably hear it in my voice, but yeah, we went to Europe for our running group, and Sean got COVID and gave it to me, and so if I cough in this episode, that's why. I'm healed. You know, I'm not testing positive anymore, but
Yeah.
and yeah, I had a surgery scheduled that we canceled, and now I don't know if I need it. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Well, that worked out.
yeah. I was like, oh, it's $2,000. I don't have to drop on my
Yeah. There you go.
uterus. But
There you go.
yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if I reschedule it for later this year or not at all.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Well, that's good.
you know.
That worked out, kind of.
yeah. Maybe all I needed was COVID. I don't recommend that. Don't get COVID. But yeah, yeah, we had a nice little summer break there, and I think we'll be releasing this pretty soon after we record it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there with you in the trenches going into the fall, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought for season 8, our theme this season is groceries are too damn high, which is my terrible impression of that candidate who ran for mayor of New York City on the rent is too damn high platform several years ago. But I think most Americans do feel groceries are too damn expensive. So
Yeah.
that's what.
Along with everything else.
I mean,
but
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the resounding refrain is it costs $20 to walk out your front door right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
At least.
yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about what you can do in an eco-friendly way to mitigate the expensive groceries. Like, is it worth it to do these kind of crunchy things at home? And this week, well, I'll just launch into my spiel if that's okay.
Yeah, do.
Okay, so food prices have been increasing since COVID-19. The LA Food Bank reported that between 2019 and 2023, USA food at home prices increased 25%. That's just at home. This is due to a bunch of factors, from general inflation to transportation issues to supply chain disruptions to increased demand as more people stay home, and of course, plain old corporate greed, which we're not going to get into because I would just stand on a soapbox for like 3 hours. But Americans have started looking for ways to cut their grocery bills without quitting their jobs to become full-time farmers. Mm-hmm. But it takes money and time, not to mention water and seeds, to grow food. Yeah. So tonight we're asking, is it worth it to grow your own veggies?
I love this.
Welcome to Greening Up My Act. So I had a coughing fit, and your dog came in. There she is. Hi, Ruby. There she is.
You see her? Oh, you can see her.
Yeah, she's such a sweetie.
She's on her way out, as my grandpa would say.
That's a pleasant way to put it. Thanks, Grandpa.
So morbid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has cancer, but
yeah, but she's still a babe.
She's still alive.
Yeah,
So.
and she's a good girl. She wants to be with you every moment she can. So, and we'll allow it.
Well, Yeah, I was gonna say that's actually not true. I think she wants something from me.
Uh-oh.
She's more of a like, I'll lay on the couch and I don't care about you. But
Okay, I was
she's
making
just
this
sniffing the carpet.
I was making this sweet moment out of it, and you're like, no, she's an old dog. She doesn't care about me. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
No, she does, obviously, but she's coming in here for something. She's so stubborn. Like, I'm just realizing how freaking stubborn she is. Lately, I've just been, and also, like I said, I've been coming off of 2 weeks of just like nonstop, mom,
Yeah.
mom. So my patience is gone.
Very limited. Yeah. Look, she's
Yeah.
like, hi there.
Hi.
Can you throw the ball for me or something?
Yeah.
Treats.
Yeah, I just like imagine myself as like just a ball of nerves that's just completely frayed.
Yeah.
Like just
I
every
can see
last nerve ending is frayed.
I see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go away. You should see this dumb face.
She wants to record her own podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she does.
It's called. Oh.
Yeah, it's funny because I listen to other podcasts and their dogs interrupt them, and well, your dogs sometimes interrupt,
Yes.
but Ruby doesn't.
No,
and
this is
so
new for Ruby.
I think she needs to go outside.
Okay,
so
we
maybe
can-
I will have to pause.
We can pause. Okay, Rubes. Hi, girl. We're leaving this
hang
in,
on a
though, because
sec.
look at that face.
You can see her.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I love her. Okay.
Okay.
Go let her out.
All right, hang on. All right, that
All
worked
better?
out.
Yeah.
I had forgotten my water
Oh,
in the other room, so here we are.
perfect. Okay.
Okay, what were you saying?
Okay. All right. So, my sources. We'll just launch into sources now.
Yeah.
I aforementioned LA Food Bank, Reddit, the USDA, Harvard Health Letter had an older article, the USDA Plant Hardiness Zone Map, the Farmer's Almanac Planting Calendar,
Oh, nice.
the Ecology Center, which I think we've used before, and
Yeah,
then
that sounds right.
I had a link to GrowSafe, which is a biopesticide. So
Okay,
we'll get into it.
cool.
Okay, so our first question is, how much do vegetables actually cost? So here's the thing. Veggies are probably the least expensive item on your grocery list overall.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it depends. So the cost of veggies varies by where you live, what season it is, what you're buying. The USDA has a list of average retail costs of fruits and vegetables in the U.S., although their most updated data is from 2022. Although the file says it was updated in May 2024, which I don't really understand. I don't know if they just like consolidated data or something.
Okay.
But so I went through it. The most expensive veggie on the list was frozen asparagus at $6.82 per pound.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Frozen asparagus. Yeah, I was kind of surprised at that. The cheapest was fresh green cabbage at 80 cents a pound. Okay, potatoes and carrots, raw and cooked, also came in at under $1 a pound, which I don't think is that surprising. Frozen, dried, or canned veggies were often less expensive than the fresh versions, with a majority of those coming in under $2 per pound. Now, fresh asparagus, broccoli, collards, kale, cauliflower, tomatoes, mushrooms, lettuce, spinach, and okra all came in at above $3 a pound,
Okay.
with spinach and okra were clocking in at over $4 and $5 respectively.
Wow. Okay, so if you're going to grow something,
Yeah.
that might
well,
make it worth it.
Of course,
We'll
like
see.
a pound of spinach or kale,
Oh, true.
that's
a lot.
that's a lot. So even if you cook them down, you're hard pressed to eat the whole thing in one sitting. So that it's kind of, like they say, comparing apples and oranges. It's like comparing a pound of kale to a pound of cauliflower or a pound of cabbage is like, okay.
Yeah.
I was surprised that avocado was less per pound than fresh Brussels sprouts or broccoli. So in this list,
That is surprising.
avocado came in at $2.67 a pound, and I was not surprised that canned beans tend toward the cheaper end at just over $1 per pound. Now, usually canned beans these days are about 12 ounces, so you're going to pay like 80 some cents. Well, maybe more. Well, again,
Wait, 80 cents for a can?
I think it's probably more $1.19 now, but I'm thinking per pound, canned beans were
I was going to say, I haven't seen a can of beans at 80 cents.
in a long time. I know.
A long time, yeah.
I think they're $1.30 now. Well, I'll go into that a little more.
Yeah.
Fruit had a wider cost spread. Fresh watermelon clocked in at 30 cents a pound.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and dried mangoes were over $10 a pound.
Damn.
Yeah. So this might be unsurprising to any parent who has toddlers, but berries were on the high end of fresh fruit. Fresh strawberries cost the least of the berries at just under $3 a pound, while fresh blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries came in at $4.15 for blueberries, $6.75 for blackberries, and $7.73 for raspberries.
Oh my God.
Now that's a pound. Usually you buy them in pints, but still, for volume purposes. I was watching, I've posted him before, but we follow this lawyer comedian named Alex Falcone. And he recently had a whole thing about how like things you didn't realize were expensive when you were a kid. He's like, berries. Why are they berries? He said children should receive 2 berries on their birthday that they have to cut in half to make them last longer. Like, I get it.
Yes.
Also, the fruit list included juices alongside fresh and frozen fruit. So I don't feel like that's... Like there wasn't carrot juice on the vegetable list,
Yeah.
So I kind of ignored that. But I went onto my own local grocery store website, which is H-E-B, which is the best grocery store in the world, as everyone from Texas knows. And I just went through some of these prices. So here's what I found for the store brand versions. So not name brand, just store brand, whatever. A 1 pound bag of fresh kale was $3.48. So a bunch is $1.48. I'm not sure how much that would weigh, but a 1 pound container in those plastic containers of spinach was $4.98.
Okay.
A bunch was $1.58. So if you don't mind chopping off the ends yourself, I guess. 12 ounces, not even a pound. 12 ounces of frozen asparagus was $3.48.
Okay.
2.5 to 2 3/4 of green cabbage, which is about how much a head weighs, is $1.79. That tracks.
Okay.
2 pounds of fresh whole carrots were $1.96. A single russet potato, which is a little over half a pound, was 70 cents.
Okay.
A whole watermelon was $7.87.
Okay.
But 18 ounces of fresh cut seedless was $4.98. So that's hard to compare, like the cut up watermelon. There's a whole thing about. Dried mangoes kind of tracked. They were more expensive than the 2022 data, but they were $5.98 for 5 ounces. So that's not even half a pound. $6 for 5. So that's crazy. More than $1 an ounce. 18 ounces of fresh blueberries were $4.48. So that's like 1.5 pounds of blueberries for. A pound of strawberries was $2.35. 6 ounces of raspberries was $1.99. So that's like a little under half a pound. And bananas were $1.20 each, or 50 cents per pound. Okay. So that tracks. Wow. It's all slightly higher than the reported numbers from the USDA report. It makes sense. Mm-hmm. So this begs the question, like, is it worth it to grow your own veggies then? Now, I want to say the spoiler alert here is when you ask Reddit what the best veggies to grow at home are, everybody overwhelmingly says herbs. Of course. So I looked on H-E-B today. So half an ounce of fresh basil is $2.48. Half an ounce of fresh basil.
Oh my God. Is that like one of those little plastic
clamshell things? Yes. A fresh curly leaf parsley bunch is 88 cents. Fresh rosemary is $2.68 for 3/4 of an ounce. Whoa. Thyme is $2.48 for less than half, like for 0.5 ounces. Well, for half an ounce. Dill is also $2.48 for half an ounce. Those are both only available organic, by the way. And the same with mint, although there was a non-organic version for $2.68 and it didn't list the weight. So I also have found that it's kind of hard sometimes to find these fresh herbs. Like they're really out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, mint I can't find sometimes.
Yeah, rosemary has been the hardest.
I have to go to like the Asian market.
Yeah, they just don't have it. And the dried stuff is at least 2 times as much as well. So when you buy like the jar, it's at least 2 times as much for half an ounce.
Interesting. Okay, that's not surprising because that's so expensive.
Yeah. So when we ask, is it worth growing your own veggies? Overwhelmingly, that Reddit post said fresh herbs are the best plants to grow for a return on your investment.
Okay, and it also makes sense because they're some of the easiest.
Exactly. That was the next I was going to say. They're the easiest to take care of. They don't need much space. You can grow them like anywhere. They grow like weeds. Literally, mint is a weed. Yes. Like you have to be.
Although,
well, depending.
No. I was just going to say I'm just all I'm picturing right now is I have like a barrel in my deck. Yeah. And it gets really hot. Yeah. And I think I killed all my herbs.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because I forgot to, it was like the one thing in the corner that I forgot to water.
Yeah.
And like I went over there yesterday. I was like, oh, this is crispy. It has not rained for a minute.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
definitely a
fine.
thing.
It's
But
fine.
even if they die, you can dry them and still use them all year round, right? Just
That's true.
those saved
Yeah.
jars that you have, you dry them and put them in there. Of course, you can't live off herbs alone. They're likely just going to be an additive to your diet, but still, this is a great way for anyone to save money on flavor that costs the most at the grocery store, and it's an intro to gardening for almost any living situation.
Yeah.
So,
I started with basil and tomatoes.
yeah, I think
And-
most people do. They're starter plants,
Yeah.
right?
Launched from there.
Yeah. So berries are another product that people resoundingly say is worth it if you can grow them.
Yeah.
I have a blackberry bush in my front yard that no one can kill, apparently. Like, everyone has tried. If I watered it regularly and didn't let my yard guy or my boyfriend weed whack it so much, I'd likely have bushels of berries to eat.
Yeah.
And if I had toddlers, I would for sure take better care of this blackberry bush.
Yeah. Well, you'd say that.
Yeah.
I don't take care of my raspberry. My raspberry bush is an absolute war zone right now.
Yeah.
Like it's chaos,
Yeah.
and it needs
It's
on
pruning.
the fall agenda.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it's bad.
But you can get bushels and bushels of berries out of it.
Yeah, we did. We got a bunch like a week ago.
With
so.
like very little maintenance. I mean, so
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and strawberries are pretty easy to grow in pots too.
Yeah, I've never been successful, but I've only tried once. I do want to try it next year, but
Yeah, I mean,
Lord knows. I
they're a
have
little
enough.
more finicky because they're not bushes. They're,
Okay.
but
Yeah, they're pretty hardy from what I understand, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Now the
I will
question,
kill them because I killed my rosemary.
yes.
It's, like,
Oh my
impossible
God,
to
rosemary's
kill,
it's so easy to grow and yet so hard, so easy to kill. Like I've planted
Yeah.
rosemary so many times.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
But yeah, I used to live in an apartment and there's rosemary bushes on the corners and I would just walk around and like snip rosemary and go home and wash it and use it like when I needed
Yeah.
rosemary because I
Yeah.
could never find it in the grocery store and I wanted
Yeah,
fresh
because
rosemary.
sometimes people have like actual bushes.
Yep.
And it's
Oh,
amazing.
100%. There, yeah, I definitely had
I
one in my
want one.
backyard in Albuquerque. It was like the size of this room, you know,
Wow.
and I would just go out and snip.
Man, I wonder how fast does it grow? Because I have a bush I need to get rid of, and I wonder if I could just replace it with a rosemary plant.
Good question. I didn't go into how easy
And in
rosemary
maybe like 5 years.
because it's hard. It's like an evergreen, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it does die in the winter.
I think
No, wait, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't. It's
No,
pretty-
mine's just dead because it's too dry.
yeah, it needs to be watered. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it grows in New Mexico, which is like
Okay. All year, right?
yeah.
Like it's
So and you
green all
don't
year.
you don't have to water it as much as like basil. Basil needs more water,
Yeah.
obviously. So if you're thinking about growing other veggies, you have to ask yourself about a couple factors. Like what veggies do you actually eat the most often?
Yeah.
Tomatoes are easy to grow, but I don't eat fresh tomatoes that often.
Yeah.
Like I love them, but it's like I don't really use. I mean, I make tomato sauce, and like to make tomato sauce, you gotta like cook it, and all, you know. What kind of space do you have to plant veggies? Do you have a backyard? Do you have an HOA that's going to be pissed if you put planters in? You know, do you have a patio? Do you just have a sunny window? That's another question. How much sunlight do you get? Is it
Yeah.
south facing, blasting your plants all day? Some plants like that, some don't. Is your water bill already high? Can you reliably water the plants? Like, do you travel a lot for work and live alone? And do you have time to devote? Because you gotta pick the stuff off, you know? If you eat a lot of greens like kale, romaine, lettuce, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and you have space to make a raised bed, it probably makes sense to grow your own. Yes.
Oh.
Especially lettuces, kales, spinach. Those grow pretty quickly, and you can
Okay.
harvest quite a bit relatively quickly. So,
Okay. I am currently growing in my community garden plot. I just yesterday went out and actually took care of it and like planted stuff.
Oh, nice.
For the fall, broccoli and kale. I've never done it before.
there you go.
So
Okay. Yeah, they're
wish me
fall.
luck.
They're fall plants. So, or winter blooming. So, yeah. Those are the best bang for your buck.
Okay.
Um,
I did good.
there are startup costs, you know, like you gotta build the raised bed if you don't already have one. You gotta fill it with the right soil and amend it, you know, and you gotta buy the right seeds or plants. That's the other thing. But those startup costs they're just initial. You can propagate plants. Like, for instance, every time Sean buys a clamshell of basil, he takes a couple and sticks them in water,
nice.
and then they have roots. And so you can grow more. And you just have to amend your soil and do basic upkeep, which is less expensive. Seeds are also less expensive than established seedlings or plants, but they take longer to get started, and you'll need different containers to grow them in, which is a consideration.
Yeah, and they're very difficult.
They can be.
I tried, and the window I tried in does not get nearly enough sun, which I really thought it did. It does not. So it pretty much mostly all failed. But
yeah. There's a.
Oh well.
They're finicky. They're like, I want to be outside, but I'll freeze to death.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So sometimes it's better you can just pick up plants at the grocery store for like.
I know. And actually, I just bought 6 for a package of 6 plants. So like 6 broccoli plants that were already mostly established. It was like $4.
Yeah. That's so much cheaper than
really not bad.
Frozen broccoli is,
Yeah.
$6 a pound or whatever. So that's great.
Yeah.
Now another caveat, sometimes veggie gardens can get out of control.
Yes.
So I've been watching a friend from high school on Facebook ask people for recipes for zucchini because she just has so much.
Oh my God.
You can only eat so much zucchini.
Yes.
The first time my roommate planted tomatoes here, we had the same problem. So plant stuff that you're willing to freeze. Zucchini doesn't freeze well. Or that you are willing to can. Zucchini also doesn't can well because you can't supply the entire neighborhood or your whole office with zucchini bread.
Yeah, because everybody already has the same
they're like,
stuff.
no, get it off me. And you can only do so many jars of tomato salsa. So, also, we did have an episode a couple seasons ago on canning, and it can be dangerous. So make sure you know what you're doing with that.
Botulism.
I did want to say also fruit trees. Probably it takes years for fruit trees to become established, and they take a lot of water. So you're never gonna grow a banana tree or an avocado tree. I'm gonna bet. Guess. If you live in the right climate, apples, cherries, plums, and peaches are good investment trees. However, they do need to be watered regularly. They are not native. They are domestic trees. They need water. They're not gonna just live off the rain, probably. And they can be harder to take care of in terms of pests. And again, you're probably going to get more fruit than you can handle. I planted a fig tree and a pomegranate tree 3 years ago. The fig does produce fruit. The squirrels tend to eat it before I can get to it. And the pomegranate has exactly 2 ripening on it right now as we speak. I don't know how to finish right now. So
that's exciting.
But yeah, fruit trees are much more of an investment, and we don't really talk about how to grow them in this episode.
Yeah. I don't have any interest, to be honest, because I've just heard that there's so much work.
My dad we had a cherry, a peach, and my dad still has the apple tree in the backyard, and it's so much work. You have to prune them. You can't just let them go wild. You have to prune them. You have to fertilize them. You have to water them. There's all this stuff. So he got rid of the cherry tree and the peach tree pretty quickly. But
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had neighbors coming over when I was a little girl. They would just come into our backyard and pick cherries for like the whole month of July. And they're sour cherries too. They're pie cherries.
Oh, okay.
So we had bags of frozen cherries to make pie from. But you're not just going to eat those cherries. They're sour.
Right.
So
yeah.
Another thing people bring up, many people postulate that homegrown veggies are better for you than store-bought. This is hard to prove. You will likely harvest your veggies at peak freshness, whereas factory farmed veggies are often picked weeks before they're truly ripe and forced to ripen in trucks or in warehouses. You also have more control over your soil and the types of fertilizers or pesticides you use if you grow at home. And so that article from Harvard I mentioned, if you grow your own veggies, you're more likely to eat them more often because you don't have to go to the store and pick, you just have them. Oh, man, that article from Harvard was from 2012, and it was kind of a review of Michelle Obama's book on the White House kitchen garden.
Oh.
And it makes me kind of misty-eyed to think about,
oh my God.
They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. The rose garden is gone, and now it's a pavilion of concrete and dick-shaped gold umbrellas. But
horrid.
Yeah.
Horrid.
So anyway, Michelle Obama has a book from 2012 about growing your own veggies, which sounds delightful.
The good old days.
I know. I'm misty thinking about it. But I think this is a good time to take a break, and we'll come back and talk about how to grow your own veggies.
Sweet. Sounds good.
All right.
Cool.
Welcome back. So now we're going to talk about how to grow your own veggies. This is not probably going to be helpful for people who have been doing it themselves. This is very general primer, but I wanted to go over some considerations that you should think about. So first, space. So where do you have space to grow veggies? If you have a yard, consider a raised bed or 2 or 3. Usually it's best to pick spots that get morning sun and afternoon shade if you tend to have blazing hot summers. It all depends on what you plan to grow, of course. Tomatoes tend to love ample sunshine. Kale might wilt. You have to make that consideration. For the indoors, patios, or backyards, container gardening can be a great idea. It can also be mind-blowingly expensive if you shell out too much. But if you have the time to find free gardening stuff on Craigslist or Buy Nothing groups, it can work. Like, our neighborhood has a free plant stand where people drop off supplies. So they'll just have
that's awesome.
the little propagating things. I save, every time I buy a plant, I save the little plastic things and it comes in so I can plant things the next season around. If you don't need this season's most fashionable gardening gloves and you don't really care what your pots look like, it doesn't have to cost you thousands of dollars. So
Yeah.
container gardening, I have had less success with, and I'll get into that. Well, I think it's because of the soil. So you have to make sure you use the right soil. Not all soil is created equal. There is a difference between in-ground soil, container potting soil, and raised bed soil. So in-ground soil is usually meant for native plants, right? It's generally heavier. It's best for flowers or garden beds.
Okay. I don't even know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
Not that I've noticed anyway.
Raised bed soil.
I mean, I've seen like topsoil, but
yeah. I like generally they make, they'll be like, just know the difference between like raised bed or in ground versus container soil. Potting soil is definitely different. So
yeah.
Raised bed soil is lighter and coarser, so it prevents compaction.
Okay.
Potting soil will have the best drainage.
Okay.
So it's made just for pots.
Okay.
Now, if you use raised bed or in-ground soil in your pots, it can become more compacted and your plants might not survive, which I did not realize. I was just like, soil, and then I've got all these dead houseplants. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So watch out for that. Community gardens are another way to get a garden going if you don't have your own growing space, which but
yeah, and I'll say I pay $30 a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we get compost, which I missed. I missed the composting date, but if you are on top of it, we get compost. There's mulch there. And the raised bed is already built, and it's $30.
And that covers the water too?
Yeah, and water.
Oh wow. So
Isn't that crazy?
I think that's amazing.
I did have to wait on the wait list.
That's
for
what I was
5
going to
years.
say. You might have to wait. And
it was 5 years.
if it's not like right out your back door, you have to be committed to taking care of it.
Yes. It's 15 minutes away, and I have been an absolute awful steward of my garden, but I'm committed now because now I have things in it.
Yeah.
So.
You care about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are all...
The bunnies also destroyed most of it. So I need to build something for next year, but that's my spring goals.
Yeah, that's... Okay, I go into that too. Okay.
Okay.
Next up I want to talk about briefly is growing zones, to help you pick what you're going to grow. You can probably guess not all plants can grow in every place in the United States. Growing seasons differ based on how cold it gets, how much sunlight plants get, how moist the soil typically is, what the temperature ranges are, coldest to hottest, and how humid the air is. So the USDA has the country divided into 13 hardiness areas, and plants are ranked by that hardiness level. So, they recently updated it. It's based on 30 years of data about the coldest temps and the hottest temps, basically. And the higher the number, basically the hotter the climate is. And Texas just got upgraded from 8B to 9A.
Ugh.
So it's the coldest temperature has gone up about 5 degrees in the past few years, which means we have
Oh my God.
a longer growing season and more hardiness, but it also means that our plants die in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of seasonality and what to grow, different plants grow at different times of the year, not just in zones, but in general. Like most of us just zip off to the grocery store and buy apples in April without giving it a second thought.
Yeah,
right? But
totally.
They're
Yeah.
fall, they ripen in the fall. So
Uh-huh.
if you're growing stuff at home, you want to be aware of what season you should be planting your vegetables in.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a handy online resource. You just type in your zip code in the Farmer's Almanac calendar, and you can see what vegetables to plant and when. It's pretty freaking cool. Something they include too is, so this might be something that I was thinking about when you were talking about trying to grow your own seedlings. My dad told me this. A lot of plants, when they finally germinate and break through the soil, they do really well if they have extra light from the full moon when they finally come out. So if you plant them on a new moon and they germinate in 2 weeks and they pop up during the full moon, they'll get more light.
Whoa.
So
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Farmer's Almanac actually includes that in their planting guidelines. They're like,
Oh, that is so
if you're
cool.
going to include the moon, plant it on this date, you know.
Oh my gosh.
So that calendar also lists like what vegetables you should grow when, how long it takes the plant to get to maturity, how frost tolerant it'll be, whether, you know, you need to move it to a larger container at what point, stuff like that. So,
You know, it's saying it wants me to log into my account for $9.99
oh,
a year.
mine was free.
Okay.
Did you look?
It says members only. That's a daily planner. Maybe that's different.
Oh, yeah. I have the link. I'll send you the link directly.
Okay.
The Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm curious.
almanac.com/gardening/planting-calendar.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I looked it up. I just typed in my, and it was a little finicky. It froze a little bit. So it's,
Well, yeah.
but it said for me, for instance, for fall planting, Texas is great for arugula, beets, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, chives, collards, fennel, garlic, green beans, kale, kohlrabi, lettuce, mustard greens, peas, radishes, spinach, Swiss chard, and turnips.
That's for fall.
That's for fall.
Dang.
I can plant them all in September except Brussels sprouts. I'm a bit too late for that. They take 100 days to grow. So,
Okay. 100 years.
but yeah, and then I would harvest them in probably early November.
Okay.
So yeah, I could plant them
That's
all in the
cool.
next week or two. So yeah, that I like that Farmer's Almanac for, and then generally you're only going to plant in the fall and the spring, just because of the way growing seasons happen.
Yeah. You can plant, you can like continual plant during the summer.
Yeah.
But I've never done it.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of work.
Yeah, because it's the water, and again,
Yeah. And the planning.
yes,
Oh my God.
yeah, and you know what? The thing I have never gotten the hang of is what goes with what,
Yeah.
So they say like corn grows
Companion.
companion planting for nitrates and stuff. This is again very basic backyard gardening.
Yeah.
So you're gonna plant
But
your rows of tomatoes. Yeah.
If you're you can be basic, and actually, not that I love AI, but I was actually talking to my hairstylist, and she was saying that for her companion garden, some people recommended that she just use ChatGPT to give it like the dimensions, and ChatGPT will spit out a companion, like not perfect, but a
ideal
companion
plant.
planting option with plants. So I don't know.
Okay.
Worth a shot. I
Yeah.
haven't tried it yet, but I'm curious.
Give it a whirl. I mean, again, that's where I get stuck, is that like plant stuff that you're going to eat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So, and don't worry.
I tried to plant corn. Did I tell you that?
No, how did it go?
Oh, not good.
Not good.
The bunnies, this was in my community garden. The bunnies ate 2 of them.
Oh my gosh.
And they need more than one to grow.
Right.
And then the other one just like, it actually looked, because there's other people with corn, so I was like, maybe they will
bees
fertilize
got-
each other.
yeah.
Like, who knows? and it looked good until I came one day and it just had fallen over. So I was like, great.
Yeah.
It was even growing like an ear of corn. But it crapped out on
We
me.
grew corn in my backyard growing up when I was a little girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's not that hard. It's
No.
just bunnies.
Bunnies. Yeah, we didn't have bunny problem in my... Because we had a dog.
Yes. We need a dog at our community garden. Just like a guard dog.
Yeah. Another thing, you do have to fertilize plants. Most of our listeners probably want to use...
I rarely do, but
Yeah,
you probably... I've been thinking about it.
Sean
more.
is like, Miracle Grow. I Miracle Growed them. So,
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
I've only ever used this like super organic.
Yeah.
It's actually like crab shells or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
It works well.
Eggshells are great. If you dry
Okay.
them and grind them up, you can add eggshells. They're calcium fertilizer. Mostly it's nitrogen that plants need. Dog hair is apparently really...
What?
Yeah, you can put dog hair.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
What about human hair?
No.
Maybe.
Well, I've read several things about dog hair as a fertilizer can be good, but it's not good to just leave your dog's hair out in the wild, especially if they take like flea and tick medicine, because it can kill birds when they use it to make nests. So
that makes sense.
Mix the dog hair in with your soil if you do that.
Okay.
The other thing to look out for is with organic, and we went over this, I think, in a previous gardening episode, but the Ecology Center has a video on this. Many of these organic or natural or eco-friendly fertilizers contain biosolids, which is treated sewage, human sewage. And that means they contain PFAS, forever chemicals, because we ingest so many, it comes out in the sewage and then it's in that fertilizer. So when you when you shop for organic fertilizer, look out for labels that say things like biosolids, residuals, or municipal waste. It sounds like it's eco-friendly, but unfortunately, fertilizer gets back into the wastewater, especially if you're doing raised beds. You have to be so careful about over-fertilizing your plants because the runoff just goes right into our wastewater, and that kills all kinds of animals. So it's not just like delightful fertilizer, like really read the label, be careful about it. Even if you're using container plants, if they have any runoff whatsoever, feed your plants without destroying the wastewater in your hometown. That's the idea.
Okay.
Also, container plants might need more fertilizer than raised beds because the soil, because of the drainage, it drains out faster. So that's another reason. Potting soil as opposed to raised bed soil should have more nutrients in it, but you might have to amend it more often than it just depends. Just keep an eye on that. We have talked about compost, and you said compost is great. If you have your own compost in your backyard, you can use it to amend the soil. Even if you buy it from the local nursery, you just add it, or when you're doing the soil, or as you're growing the plants, you can put compost down. We have a whole episode on that, so I won't go too deep into it, but it's great for both indoor or outdoor plants. And again, hopefully it's not human waste.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. If you have your own compost, you can control what goes into it. Potato peels, banana peels, eggshells, those things. So
not your poop.
Not your poop. Not cat poop. Not dog poop. Right. Bunny poop. Great compost.
Okay. Interesting.
Another thing is pesticides. Like we're saying, keeping the bugs off. Pesticides are another place home gardeners tend to go wrong. They tend to overdo it and not consider the wastewater implications or how it's affecting local, like bees. We have a whole episode on bees. One of the reasons you want to grow from home in the first place is to avoid pesticides, right? So there are eco-friendly alternatives. I know you've said neem oil you've tried. One of my neighbors really recommended Grow Safe. So it's a corn, soybean, sunflower, and coconut oil mixed with citric acid.
Oh, interesting.
And you just spray it on, and he says it works like a charm. He keeps trying to hand it over the fence to us, and we're like,
that's good. I'll check that out.
Squirrels, rats, and deer, you can also try cayenne pepper around your plants. Cinnamon works for ants, but ants are not going to eat your plants, so that's probably okay. I don't
Deer
know.
spray does actually work.
Deer
really
spray
well.
does work. How eco-friendly is deer spray?
It's stinky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. Well, you can make it yourself, and it smells like absolute ass. But that's the point, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just got like it has eggs, garlic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, oil of some sort. There's like it's like a bunch of really disgusting smelling things together.
It's like everything some kid is making a witch's brew out of to like scare their brother or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we
like
made
that.
it when I was younger with my mom. We made it once, and I actually almost puked. But the stuff you buy in the bottle, I haven't looked at the ingredients, but it
Probably
doesn't
similar.
smell as bad. It smells very similar, but
Yeah.
it's not like you're not gonna hurl.
Sulfur. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it works. Obviously having a dog is great for bunny rabbits. So
Yeah, except we have a bunny living in my flower bed,
Yeah.
and it's been eating all my grasses. I just bought $70 worth of like native grass, and it's eating it down to the nothing.
it's like, this
I'm
is
like,
delicious. Thank you.
It makes me so mad. But it's very cute. It's little.
Yeah. The dogs have brought 2 possums inside recently.
Oh my god.
They just bring it in and lay it on the
Inside?
kitchen floor. Yeah. We've had a dead bird, a dead rat, a dead mouse, a live baby rat,
Oh my god.
2 live possums in the house. And then a couple lizards. And then outside, Ada has captured frogs, and they've captured like a full-size possum, which just plays dead. And you're like, oh god, it's dead. But like Sean just scoops them up with our broom and
Yeah.
chucks them over the side of the house, and they just get up and wander away,
Oh my god.
But the frogs have all lived, so they're like not killers. Our pets.
That's
I think
interesting.
the other animals died pretty
They're
natural
just
deaths.
playing with them.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
kind of, which is terrifying. My
Yeah,
psychopath
Ruby's a
dogs.
killer.
Yeah.
She is a destroy and end your life kind of dog.
Yeah. Yeah, Emmett would shake. Emmett was a break their neck and shake it kind of dog.
Oh, yeah.
Archie's a bring it in gently and lay it on the floor kind of dog. And it's just wet and disgusting. But
Oh my god.
anyway, yeah, get a dog for pest control.
It maybe helps, sort of. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Let me mark this too. Ruby wants back in.
Of course. Okay.
BRB.
Okay. Okay. Next up, watering is a consideration. So, if you can afford to get backyard water collection barrels, if you're doing outdoor planning, this can help ease your water bill over the summer when you're not getting enough rain. It doesn't come with a pump. So you have to like fill something and take it over and Sean hates it. And it can also be a mosquito collection problem. So think
You
wisely
did a
about
whole
it.
episode on rainbows.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't you?
We have an episode
Yeah.
on rainbows, but that does help. Also, it might be worth investing in automatic outdoor irrigation systems that connect to your hose if you travel a lot.
Yeah, you can get timers actually.
Yeah, many other ones on Amazon have timers, and some of them have soil moisture detection. I don't know how good they are,
Interesting.
but so they won't water if it's recently rained, which is good.
Yeah.
I've tried the little ceramic. They're like this vase-shaped potting looking thing
okay.
that you put like you fill in it. Wash the wine bottle first, but fill it with water and then stick it in, and it's supposed to like the water is supposed to just kind of water when it needs to. That has not worked well for me, probably because I had a south-facing patio that blasted sun on.
Gotcha.
But you might have more success with that. There are ways to water. I use the dog's water when it gets to the bottom and I just dump that in whatever plant needs water and refill the dog's bowl, that kind of stuff.
Dog saliva probably has some good properties.
I don't know. It's probably
good.
killing. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so in conclusion, growing your own veggies can be highly rewarding. It can give you more control over what you're consuming. It can save you money if you plant the right foods and you have the right space. So if you have the time and inclination, growing at least fresh herbs is probably worthwhile and a good place to start.
Nice.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so there weren't any findings of like it's a big waste of money.
There's too many variables for it
Yeah.
to say that conclusively. Like, it's
Yeah,
a big...
'cause
Yeah.
I've just seen so many funny Instagram videos where they're like, I spent $1,000 and here's my bounty. And
Yeah.
it's like one little carrot.
So, and that's the thing is that, yeah, go with herbs, especially if it's your first time and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And my
totally.
my grandfather used to say, you know, if it doesn't rain, I just don't get a garden this year.
Oh, yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So, you know, and he was, you know, tried to be kind of a gentleman farmer. He had quite a bit of land and he could do that. And he grew corn, bigger than him, you know. But just, again, you probably don't have the time to feed your entire neighborhood. You know, you're not going to be a farmer. It's better to plant what you're going to eat so you don't waste it. And so you don't feel like, yeah, that wasn't worth the money. You know, start small, get better at it.
Small.
Yeah. Understand the rhythms of things, figure out what grows well together, figure out what you eat. Like, we probably ought to plant broccoli because we eat broccoli all the friggin' time. So, and Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
So I may give that a whirl. We need to find another place for a raised bed because you can't do those in containers. But we have tomatoes and peppers outside. My backdoor neighbor is growing like onions and potatoes and okra, and he does a really good job. And but yeah, you gotta water it every day, and you gotta, you know, when he's out of town, I water it for him, you know, so.
Yeah, I've seen, and I haven't looked into it that much, but one of the people I follow on Instagram, they basically are like, it takes less than you think it will to feed your family.
Yeah.
But I think, like, less in terms of space. Like, I think you can probably do it in a relatively small raised bed. Not small, but, like, you know, depending on...
Well, especially tomatoes, things that grow up, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, obviously.
And you can pack stuff in.
Yeah.
Like, you can really pack it in. I actually think it's probably better because it gives weeds less room, blah, blah, blah. The problem is the time.
Yeah, it's the time. It's
a lot of work.
Yeah. Just remembering to water them every day can be, you know, so I think, and it does, again, give you a sense of accomplishment that I think is worth it.
Yes.
But
I saw this couple at the community garden the other day, and they were just like, you could tell that was just what they did because their garden, they had a whole plot, because you can get a whole plot, a half plot, or a raised bed, and I would start with a raised bed because I'm like, I have too much other shit to do.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. Oh my God. The things that they had grown, they had flowers, they had, you know, food.
Yeah.
Like, it was amazing, but it just seemed like
that's it.
They were there.
They don't,
you know,
they
were probably retired, first off.
They don't go to a running club, and they don't go on date night, and they don't go sing karaoke. They garden.
Yeah. Yes, totally. Which is great.
Yeah.
I saw something that was so funny. It was like, you know, you're a millennial if you're obsessed with one of these 4 things. And it was like sourdough, running,
pickleball,
plants, or pickleball.
Yeah. Or like weightlifting and powder. God. Yeah. You're sorted into one of the 4 houses. A lot of my friends are like, what about knitting? What about knitting? Yeah.
Yeah. It's so true, though.
Yeah.
It's so, like, it's quite accurate.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you can't do all of them.
No.
But you're probably going to do at least
just one. At least one hobby. Yeah.
Yeah. So funny.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I didn't talk about weeding. That's another thing.
I
talk about that in our xeriscaping episode, but yeah, you got to keep...
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
You don't want to use commercial weed killer.
No.
Weed barriers.
You're going to ruin your...
Yeah, you'll ruin your soil and kill your vegetables and wastewater. Again, weed barriers can work, but pulling weeds is probably the most effective. You have to stay on top of it, you know, so.
Yeah. Or when you're first starting, which is what I just did again, because I had nothing in my raised bed at the community garden. There was like 4 carrots that I'm just leaving until later.
Yeah.
Apparently they can store. That's what my hairstylist told me. She's like, just store them in the dirt. And I was like, all right.
There you go.
I will do that.
Yeah.
And then maybe they will grow. I don't know. But anyway, I just put cardboard down.
Yes.
We've talked about this, I think. Like cardboard and then compost on top and then mulch.
Yeah.
And then the cardboard breaks down.
That's the
it works really well for killing weeds.
The lazy man's weed barrier. Yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah.
Why would you ever just like pull all the weeds?
Yeah.
Unless you have to. But
yeah. But Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's exciting.
So
Nice.
next week, we're supposed to talk about food dyes,
Yeah.
which is
Food
full of conspiracy
dyes.
theories, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a crazy world out there, as we all know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to share what I found.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for this.
Yeah.
How do we do this again?
We
Like,
say
what do we
you should
say?
follow us on Instagram or Patreon.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, we're greening up my act on all the socials except TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And communicate with us. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Share your
chat
garden with us.
Yes, please do.
What are you growing this fall?
Maybe I'll share pictures of mine.
Perfect.
Because now I'm kind of proud of it.
I'll show
I'm
you our
super proud of my flowers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll
post
share
those.
some.
Awesome.
And send us yours.
Awesome.
Okay,
See you next week.
week. Bye.